Okay, Big Mase.
right.
Now,
Enthralling topic 2.
enthralling topic about
Jungle.
Jungle love. Oh-wee, oh-wee, oh.
I'm out.
Okay.
Okay.
Before you
Okay, man.
blanketly say
Hey,
that,
that's okay, man.
let's look into this a little bit more.
How
in
is
depth.
Cesar, by the way?
Really good.
Is he good?
Yeah.
Tell him we said hi. Like in a normal hi.
The warden.
Don't
Hola,
make it-
amigo.
Hola,
Yeah.
amigo.
Hola, primo. ¿Qué anda, güey? Anyway,
What a
well, we're going to speak Spanish a lot in this place that we're getting ready to go to.
The jungle?
Yes.
Los Bravos?
Bolivia.
Ah, Bolivia. They got coffee beans, huh?
Justine and I were watching a movie.
Oh, by the way, I got an idea. I
A
need to
poop
talk to you
coffee?
about. No,
Oh, okay.
another one.
Yeah.
All right,
Bites
down
the dust.
coffee.
Some Arns in the far.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Go ahead. Bolivia.
Justine and I were thumbing through, I think it was on Amazon Prime Video last night. We were going to go to, I was like, I ate a ham sandwich and some carrot sticks, and
Some ranch.
yeah, with hot sauce together.
Yeah.
And then, I think even had like a dill pickle for supper. That's it.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Okay.
And we stumbled upon this movie called Jungle with
Oh-wee, oh-wee.
David Radcliffe.
David or
Radcliffe?
Daniel?
Daniel, not
There
David.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, there you go.
Wizard
Harry Potter. My kids all in, by the way.
On
Marley
Harry Potter?
and Ronald Weasley and Hagrid,
Have they read,
Draco Malfoy.
have they read the book?
No, just watch the movies.
Okay.
They did that one day between Christmas and New Year's. We had another slug day where the warden and the kids, they literally watched all of them.
Between Christmas break and
You
New
did it too,
Year's,
didn't you?
No, I watched all 11 Star Wars movies.
Nerd alert. Wild. Anyway, the movie Jungle was based
I
off
don't know
of...
how you guys do it.
Why? You don't like movies?
No, I'm not against movies. I guess it's just where our kids are
You're
at.
more into like black
Well, my
and white
kids
ones.
didn't watch them with me.
Oh, God. That's even worser. Anyway,
How do
back
you
to the
have
topic.
time to hide?
I don't. I watch them in the living room. Like, Dad, what are you doing? Let's watch a show. I'm like, I'm watching a show. It's Star Wars. Have a seat. And they're like, I'm going to go shoot hoops.
Yeah, but my
Nerd
kids are like,
alert.
Dad, I need some milk, or Dad, I'm thirsty.
Well,
or,
just wait,
Hey,
Casey.
Rhett's climbing
Your
up the
time will
stairs.
come. Your time will come. It'll be. Don't worry. The movie
Patience,
Jungle.
Grasshopper.
The Jew Jungle.
I don't think you're allowed to say
I
that.
said Jew Jungle, but it's actually about a Jewish guy from Israel, not Israeli.
He is Israeli.
Yeah, Yosef Yossi Ginsburg, born April 25th, 1959. He's actually like
Still alive.
same age as somebody that's very close to me.
David Allen Smoker.
No.
Easy.
He was an Israeli adventurer, author, and entrepreneur, humanitarian and motivational speaker. Gets out of the Navy.
Does he go to the jungle?
Yes.
In the Navy.
He was in the Israeli Navy, and then after he got done with that, he
Bet they had a
decided
different song.
he
The
was going.
Israeli Navy. Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
I think
Couch
lots
guy.
of people have navies.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Couch guy has military service experience. I bet he's never ran into an Israeli sailor. Are they paddling rowboats?
Whoa.
wow.
I think they've got a pretty modern.
We gave it to him. That's exactly what it is.
Wow.
They've
Go
got
ahead.
a modern military.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Very modern. All right, we're on Yosef, the Israeli soldier.
Johan.
Yeah. After
That was
completing his
Ginsburg.
service in the Israeli Navy, Ginsburg, inspired by the book, anyway, he decided that he was going to go to Bolivia
Uh-huh.
and check out the jungle.
Was he hunting Nazis?
No.
Oh,
Boys, you got to get better on your movie summaries.
I know.
mine was brutal in hour one.
Yeah.
And here we are again.
No, I'm going to paint a little broader picture. This dude goes to Bolivia.
Uh-huh.
He's going to go on an adventure because he wants to
Coke
see
trade.
he wants to see the jungle.
Human trafficking.
While in Bolivia, he meets another dude, a Swiss,
Army knife?
nope, teacher. They just so happen to get on the same little boat that's going to take them up the river to
Love boat.
take them up the river to this camp where they were going to start their adventure. And they were like, hey, I'm going to go on an adventure. Do you want to go on an adventure? And they were like, yeah.
And I like our podcast adventure.
And then
And
they were
touched
like,
tips, and it was magic.
we
in-
didn't touch tips.
they were in a,
Yes, we did.
they were in a, like a Bolivian marketplace.
Coke.
And they met another
Is
dude
this a wet market?
that was like, hey, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, we are getting ready to go on a hike to the jungle.
That's exactly how they wrote it up.
And then they got approached by another guy that asked Yossi, like, hey, are you American? And he said, no. And he said, how about I take you and 2 of your buddies up into the jungle, and I will introduce
Ding, 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 ding.
I will introduce you to like an actual uninhabited tribe of Indians, native Indians, indigenous, that have not ever been photographed, spoken to, or anything like that.
So how does this? Okay, go on.
One of the guys was an aspiring photographer. His name was
Johan.
that was Yossi. Anyway,
The Swiss Miss guy.
his name was Marcus.
Marcus Aurelius.
Very
Carl was the
Carl.
the tour guide.
There's always a
He was
Carl.
supposed to be Austrian.
Daryl and my brother Daryl.
Yeah. Anyway, they go on this trip. Marcus and Kevin was the photographer. It's all real. This is all real. Like this whole movie was based on a real deal.
Based on a true story. Oh,
The-
hey, don't yawn.
I was taken aback that this is real.
Guys, you would not believe how much reading and like YouTubing that I have done about this, because it's so like it was so interesting to me.
Well, tell us about it, Rain Man.
1981 is when all this shit was going down.
Daniel Radcliffe wasn't born in 1981.
Right. Yeah, I know
It's
that.
a movie, Dave.
Okay,
Oh,
moving on. This
the movie-
topic sucks
sorry.
dicks. What you got, Dave?
No. So we're in the jungle, and they're going to go after this tribe that's never been met or photographed.
Right.
So what happens?
So they get like 6 or 8 days in, and the whole thing's a farce.
Oh,
Carl's got him hoodwinked.
Don't trust a guy named Carl.
Yeah. So he basically took them to this market to buy food. He said they left with rice, beans, and salt, and that was it. And they were like, this is all the food we're going to go on? I mean, this is like a 12 or 14-day deal here. And they're like, no, we're going to hunt. Like, we'll be able to hunt in the
Are
jungle.
they hunting humans?
And he had a shotgun and a machete and some other things. And the first thing Carl shoots is a damn monkey. And Marcus was like, the Swiss dude was so like, couldn't do it.
It looks like a human.
Yeah, like they threw it in the fire, like they did on the movie, like the Meat Eater show, where they singe the hair off, and then it's terrible.
Looks like a small child.
It does, like it's crazy, dude. If you haven't
we don't
seen
need
that,
to go there.
Yeah. So anyway, Marcus can't eat it. Well, then Marcus's feet, he gets
Gangrene.
foot rot, like jungle rot, where your feet are wet for so long that your skin just starts to break down and open up into sores.
Yeah.
Well, then he starts bitching a lot. And the whole squad just thinks he's a big fat puss. Like, hey, come on, deal. You know, what's the deal here? Quit being a bitch, and we got to walk here. We got to go meet these Indians. Well, then, like, they get, prior to me telling you that it was a farce, like, I think they're like 8 or 9 days in, and the guy's like, yeah, it's all a sham. Like, you can either go back downriver. We can walk 3 days to get back to a camp to where somebody can pick us up. Or we can build a raft, and then like you can go down the river on a raft, but you'll never make it through this one gorge because the rapids are too bad. Well, Marcus is like, I'm not riding a raft, and neither does Carl, because Carl can't swim.
Oh.
So like this whole time they think Carl's this awesome jungle badass that has like made good friends with all these indigenous tribe, and they're going to go take pictures and Kevin's going to make millions of dollars on National Geographic for this
Who's Kevin?
the photographer.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Long story short, Yossi and Kevin get on the raft. Marcus and Carl take off walking. The raft gets hung up in a rapid. They get split up. Yossi loses Kevin. Gets washed through the gorge. Kevin's gone. Can't find him. About, I think on day 19, after all, like Yossi's in there, like he's got a map and he's walking in circles, starving to death, no energy, like he's gonna die, basically. Yossi, all of a sudden here, he said it sounded like a bee, like something buzzing. Buzz. It's Kevin with another indigenous dude. Nope. Tribal guy where they started, like that Bolivian guy, in a damn boat coming up the river.
Which you can't have in California now.
To find him. He was out there for like almost 20, it was like 3 weeks and some change. So like 20 some
This sounds an awful lot like Deliverance, but in Bolivia.
20 some days by himself in the jungle as an Israeli, like I think he was 20, 21, 22, 20 years old, with rice, beans, and salt. Like he was eating, like I think at one point they said he ate like bird eggs and shit like that, you know? Come to find out, Kevin, from where they had, the farthest they had gone before they split up, was 120 miles down this river to where he found that dude with the boat. Like he had washed down the river a considerable, like how he was even alive is a miracle in itself. And then for him to convince a dude to go back up river for a guy that's been missing in the jungle for already 3 weeks, to waste his time to go back up there to look for this cat was a feat of, like, was a miracle in itself also.
So which guy was Daniel Radcliffe?
Yosef.
Yosef. The guy,
So-
he was the main dude.
So Kevin dies.
No, Kevin makes it.
Carl dies.
Carl and Marcus Stom were never seen again. They're still missing to this day.
They
I'm
probably
gonna
just
assume
took up
they're
with
From
indigenous.
1981.
I'm going to assume they're dead.
Oh yeah.
No, they're hanging
toast.
out in a tribe.
They're toast. Because they said they told Marcus and Marcus and Carl were going to walk 3 days back to this camp. But it was 4 to 5 days by raft on the river, just the way the river would wind.
Yeah, because no river runs straight.
Right. So they thought, well, piss on that. We're not walking because Joseph was starting to get some foot rot too, but Marcus's feet were shearing up. Like his feet were getting better. He was bathing them every time they would stop, and they would build a fire, and he would dry his feet out. And he had gotten some salve or something that he had.
O'Keefe's.
He had that in his pack, you know what I mean, before they left. Well, come to find out, Joseph, when he come back and they picked him up and he got right again and everything like that, the son of a bitch moved over there. He currently lives full time in the Bolivian jungle. Like obviously in a probably more inhabited area. But I don't know. That movie really grabbed me. You know, it really grabbed me by the sack and made me do some reading. And some of the photos of this cat, like when he first was found, holy shit. Like it looked like something that you would have seen like at a concentration camp. Like he looked bad.
Why in the hell, if something that tried to kill you, would you go back and live in it, Dave?
I don't know, man.
Maybe that's where he found his peace.
Yeah. And I think that was something like so
Finds
now.
his peace. What is?
I don't know if you never knew what you were capable of, but then that's where you found all your daggone strength.
This is after, so Yosef is on the left. That's Yossi right there. That's the Bolivian boat guy that let him use their boat, and that's Kev, the photographer. That's after he had been eaten, or like he had had some substance, and he had taken a bath and shaved and all that shit. Like that was like 4 or 5, 6 days after his rescue. And you see how skinny that guy is.
Their boat
For
captain
folks at home, that's what we're looking at.
looks like a guy that'd be drinking Coors Banquet
Yeah.
at a local American Legion Hall
Yeah.
playing pool tabs.
Hell yeah.
But these guys, like, they just decided to go, like, I just decided to go for a little walk. Well, turns out, Carl hoodwinked him into going up into the jungle. He was a gold panner. That's what it was. That was his whole deal, was he was going to get him up into that uninhabited area, this river, and get to some of them rock shelves and pan for gold. Because there was an old abandoned gold miners camp that they were actually, where this indigenous Indian tribe was. It was just an old abandoned gold miners camp where they had found a couple nuggets and made it back down to this main area. And this Austrian dude talked these 3 young kids into going up there to see,
And Carl was going to make them work.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what I said. So Yossi was going on his adventure that he wanted to go on. Kevin was going to take photos for National Geographic. And Marcus was just down to clown. He was just all in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. It was just a wild story how there is no humanly way possible that I would make it. I don't know. I'm sure this comment's going to be great too. I could probably last a month, with all my fat reserves.
Oh, yeah.
With plenty of fresh water and everything like that. But like these guys, they should have both been dead 15 times through this story. I don't know. It's just wild. If you haven't had a chance to go to Amazon Prime and look up the movie called Jungle, check it out. It's pretty good. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit.
And
I was pretty
Glad
fired
you did.
And that you did. Dave, is there anything that you want to unwind from the jungle?
No.
Any questions?
No. I mean, they're still brewing.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go to my topic then.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What?
So I watched a movie with the wife over the weekend
Are you going to give me the whole summary, which
Called-
is actually just like word for word what the movie is?
called The Jungle.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.